Definitely kicking off when it comes to these lawsuits, the updates. 50 Cent is reacting. He's not holding back. And we need to get into Universal Music Group CEO Lucian Grange because he's also included in this lawsuit. Hey guys, it's Murad Morali. Hopefully you guys are all doing well today. Back again, it is daily and consistent content coming to you with another Diddy nugget because a lot is going on. And come in guys, come in because we've got to get into this. Subscribe, thumbs up on the video, please. Comment down below, head over to my Instagram at Murad_Morali, and let's get into this. 50 Cent is not holding back. He obviously was shocked to hear that one of his baby mothers, Daphne Joy, was included in the lawsuit and the fact that she was allegedly painted out to be a sex worker for Diddy, and Diddy was paying her. 50 Cent's plans now is to seek sole custody of his and Daphne Joy's son, Saya, after she was named as an alleged worker in a lawsuit against Diddy. Given the latest developments and news of Daphne Joy's involvement in the Diddy's lawsuit, 50 is now going for sole custody of his son. 50 Cent's rep had no comment, and Joy didn't immediately return page 6's request for comment. Now, this to me is going to be very interesting and how this is going to play out. The reason why I say this is because this is going to be an easy case. Do you think the judges are not going to side with 50, knowing that Daphne is now associated with a trafficking lawsuit and the fact that a child, a minor, is involved in this case, and the father is asking for sole custody because the son is obviously in, or potentially could be around and surrounded by bad people, but the fact that she could have left the son with people, gone to do things with Diddy, perhaps Diddy came to see her and the son was there. 50 doesn't want any of that. He does not want any of that. This is another way to explain the fractured beef between Diddy and 50, which goes way back. This is just one of many reasons, but he is now asking for sole custody, and I think that he's definitely going to get it, and I'm glad that he's getting it because his son needs to be put in far less danger, no danger, than what Daphne potentially could have been doing, recklessly working with Diddy when she has minor, children. We know he's been accused of doing things with young people anyways, God forbid. So you just never really know. So him coming for sole custody is going to be a lot. Him and Stevie J are going back and forth online right now, 50 and Stevie, because Stevie obviously was painted in this lawsuit falsely. Stevie was not the man in the video with this man in a tape. It was somebody else. He was wrongly placed into this lawsuit. This is the issue with Lil Rod's lawsuit. Whilst I think that a lot of it is true, you gotta come hard with zero mistakes. If you have one mistake, it becomes a whole, and lawyers can damage it from a credible basis. For the fact that he said underage and those girls came out and said that they weren't underage, then putting Stevie J's name, which shocked the shit out of me, but Stevie J's name was not in there, it was somebody else. But at the same time, Stevie J is still speaking up about the Diddy case in his room, in some red light room, which I don't know what this room was, defending Diddy, which he didn't need to do because, you're putting a limelight on you in regards to this case, which you don't want to do. Don't understand why he's doing that, guys. It doesn't make any sense. But one individual who was named into this case that we really need to get into is the CEO of UMG. And Lucian Grange, attorneys for him, fire back at the lawsuit from Lil Rod that claims he and the label aided and abetted Sean Diddy's Combs in his alleged SA abuse and the trafficking, saying the accusations are so offensively false that they plan to seek legal penalties against the lawyer who filed them. In a motion to dismiss all claims against UMG and Grange, the label's lawyers blasted attorney Tyrone Blackburn for filing knowingly false allegations of criminal wrongdoing without the slightest factual or legal basis. They said they will seek so-called sanctions against him in a future filing. A license to practice law is a privilege, wrote Donald Zacharin, a long-time music industry litigator who represents UMG and Grange. Mr. Blackburn, plaintiff's lawyer, has misused that license to self-promote, falsely and recklessly accusing the UMG defendants of criminal behavior. So he is not having it at all, and the case filed by Jones went far beyond a simple assault claim, arguing that Diddy, Grange, and many others had also violated the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organization Act, the RICO, that's more often used in criminal cases. He also accused the various defendants of violating federal trafficking laws. So clearly he was coming for them all, Lil Rod. And the fact that the lawyer now is going to be hurt by this, Tyrone Blackburn, is very interesting. The complainant hurls accusations of criminal racketeering and criminal trafficking against the UMG defendants. Respected individuals and companies have utterly nothing to do with plaintiff's claims. These accusations are recklessly false, but for the fact that they are embodied in a complaint that would be absolutely libelous. So these they wrote a very lengthy statement, guys, and this particular person, Lucian Grange, for his name to be lumbered into this, who is the CEO of UMG, really highlights to us how in depth the corruption is that it's not just Diddy, guys. There are people much more high than him. Elites need to be passed on. Who's at these parties? What are the sacrifice stuff that they need to do? Where do these rules even come from? There are far more people that we don't even see about. Because I don't know about you, but back in November, back in December, when the Cassie lawsuit dropped, everybody was shocked. She wasn't the only one filing this lawsuit against Diddy. There were others coming out, as we know, but Diddy's name wasn't the only person who was fired up in a lawsuit. So was Jimmy Iovine. He also had a lawsuit in regards to SA. Where did that go? My man disappeared and it got swept under the rug very quickly. When it comes to these elites, when it comes to these CEOs, when it comes to these individuals who are far bigger, not saying Lucian Grainge is guilty of anything as of right now, it's all just alleged, but these other people who've been accused, they're not in the same limelight. And it's not just Diddy, but there are elites above him who are also accused of XYZ, but they are not receiving the same treatment, and I feel like they definitely need to. Diddy is now being seen as the scapegoat. Not saying that he's wrong and he's being wrongly treated. Absolutely not. He's just as guilty as the rest. But there are others as well, and therefore you need to make one as an example. I just find it interesting that Lil Rod mentioned many other people who are executives, CEOs in significantly large positions, and when they do get accused of XYZ, it just gets swept under the rug. Why? I don't know, but it makes you think and it paints a bigger picture in regards to what is going on with this corrupt entertainment industry and the trafficking that is going on. Because you best believe when Diddy had these parties, there were a lot of these executives, I believe, at these parties doing XYZ, taking XYZ, abusing XYZ, and it is absolutely horrific. So this is why I'm glad 50 is not holding back, doing what he needs to do, and for the fact that he is taking ownership of this issue, he will win this case. Lil Rod has got everybody asking and answering and responding to this lawsuit, which I read out to you guys in February, end of February, roughly 26th, 27th, I believe. Now, in the past week, he's updated that lawsuit with a few more stuff, as we mentioned Young Miami yesterday, Daphne Joy and other individuals. Make of this what you will, guys. There are reports of alleged theories and conspiracy theories now coming out about the CEO of UMG and relating him to Bieber and him doing things to Bieber or putting Bieber in very unfortunate positions. I don't know if that's true or not, but those are conspiracy theories now that are coming out. And I just find it to be interesting that whenever we have this conversation about what's going on with Diddy, whenever we have this conversation, Bieber's name is always floating around for being in a position of being used. Why is that always happening? I'm not surprised, guys. I'm not. Make of this what you will, but what we do know is that this entertainment industry is just extremely corrupt on so many levels. These millionaires to billionaire pipeline, you have to do insane stuff to get there. Acts of injustice and abuse. You don't just get there like that. It makes you side-eye a lot of these people that we like to listen to their music. Subscribe, comment down below, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.